I want to start this podcast off by saying, so I was thinking about the time, but I realized that like the past 20 episodes of this podcast start off with me saying, so I was thinking about the time, but I can't think of any other way to do it. Sophia, is there a better way I can say, so I was thinking about the time?
Yes, you could say, hello everybody. I'm not going to ignore you every single time that I open this podcast, and I'm going to be like, hey, what's up? How's life? Don't tell me about it because I don't really care. But how is it? Huh? Yeah. All right. So, let me think here. I was thinking about this time. I don't care about this either, but you know what I mean.
That Sophia and I were door holders at the Adventures in Odyssey live show when they came to Dallas.
Oh yeah, the amount of times that I let go of the door so in front of an old lady so that I could go help an old lady who was lost and trying to find the restroom.
Trying to pick one which is more important.
Yeah,
well,
I was like,
do I need to hold the door for you, or do I need to get you to the restroom? But anyway, I held the door open. This guy was coming out, and he was kind of dressed in a Hawaiian t-shirt and some khaki shorts and flip-flops, and it was autumn, and I'm like, questionable fashion choices, but okay. And I hold the door open for him, and he's like, oh, thanks. And like he stops for a little bit like, do you know who I am? I am a famous guy. You know me, don't you? And I'm like he's lingering there at the door. So I'm like, oh, I read his name tag. You're Bongo Rod. Bongo Rod was the name of a radio host of like the children's show on the radio in Dallas on Saturday mornings. And I'm like, oh, hi, Bongo Rod. He's like, so you enjoy my show? I'm like, well, no, not really. I don't listen to your show.
Oh, honey, let me stop you right there. You were obsessed with him. And our dad
We weren't allowed
you.
to listen to him.
Yeah, he told you not to listen to him. I never listened to him. I don't even know what he was. All I know is that somebody called him a coconut head because he was wearing a coconut,
it's
and he actually is a coconut head.
Radio show.
So yeah, anyway.
Yo.
Yeah.
Anyway, I only listened
you, honey, were upset.
to the broadcasting from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. because you would get Adventures in Odyssey, and then you would get the other show about the bear who was named Basil or something. I don't remember what it was called.
Basil the Bear.
Anyway, I was explaining to him that we weren't allowed to listen to his show, and then I don't really do it because I didn't really like the music he played. And he just like walked away a little like insulted. So then he walks over to the corner of the outdoor area, like where there's a little park area, sitting area for like picnics or whatever. And he picks up this phone, like his phone call that he was getting. And like his face goes from happy Bongo Rod, just changes all the way down to completely angry. And he starts yelling into his phone about how...
Wait, you never told me this part of the story.
Yeah, this was the day that he got the phone call that his show, the Coconut Hut radio show, was going to be canceled. So he was over there getting the cancellation call from his producer, the radio station or whatever, which the guy I used to know the guy who ran the radio station. I told him, hey, can you keep Adventures in Odyssey on the radio? Because, even though Bongo Rod's not there, a lot of us still like Adventures in Odyssey. So he's like, sure, we'll keep it on. He kept it on for a couple more years, and I think it's still on there today. I haven't checked because... I don't wake up that early anymore on Saturday mornings. But anyway, so long story short, that's how Bongo Rod found out his show is going to be canceled. And if Bongo Rod, you ever come around to listening to this, I hope this doesn't end up like Ace McKay from the Undertube, where one of us is completely hating on Ace McKay all the time, and the other one is like completely backing him up and his biggest supporter. Welcome back to Rocket Anywhere, the show whose hosts don't know how to get that first little bit off of a roll of toilet paper without completely destroying the entire, first 7 layers. I'm Corban.
I'm Sofia. Was that smooth?
Come on.
I tried to make it that smooth.
58 episodes.
I tried so hard.
A 6-second pause.
I was paying attention.
Smooth.
Okay.
I
was.
Well, today on the show...
Wait, can we go again?
No. Like you say, This is us. You gotta leave it how it is.
Corban. 5 minutes later, you're gonna cut out something.
Okay, so today on the show, we're back. I know this is becoming a monthly show now, and hopefully I have time to edit this before Christmas, and maybe it comes out on Christmas Day, and you have something to listen to while you're trying to avoid your weird Uncle Fred or whatever it is. But anyway, today on the show, we're going to be talking about another completely obscure early 2000s Christian TV show, and that is BOZ, the Green Bear Next Door, which is basically, I guess, now that I think about it, it's supposed to be the Christian equivalent of Barney. If for some reason you did not think Barney was Christian or something. I don't know.
Barney isn't Christian.
Oh, I don't know about that. I guess we could just ask the people who made it, because like everyone I work with, it has some connection to Barney, which we'll find out later in the show. Someone else who I just found out has a connection to Barney. But anyway, let's get on to follow-up. We don't have any like official follow-up. We just have two pieces.
Hold on. Okay, I feel really bad for the person in the Barney costume. You know what I mean?
It probably changed like every episode.
I know, but still.
I love
feel bad
you.
for them.
You love me.
Wait, is that from Barney?
Yeah, it is.
That's what that's from?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
No, we didn't watch Barney. We watched Dooley and Pals.
Yeah, Dooley and Pals. Yeah, that was like the equivalent that was on at the time, but it was from like the early 90s at the same time. It's like Dooley and Pals. Hey, it's Dooley. He made a friend out of you and me. It's Dooley and Pals.
And then the mom. Okay, was she the mom of all the kids, or was she the mom of that one kid?
I think it was supposed to be like a daycare center, or all the episodes took place in the summer where all the kids for some reason decided to hang out at this one house.
Because the one that I thought, the lady that I guess was the mom of that one boy, he was like the cool one, but
because he owned the house.
Something about him was just, did your mama teach you right?
I don't know. It must have been weird for those kids, though. It's like, hey, Mom, I'm going over to Dooley. Who's Dooley? Oh, he's an alien. What? Yeah, he also has a robot. I'm going over to Mike's house. Yeah, there are spaceships in their backyard. Okay, cool. Have fun with your alien friends. Okay. So, like I was saying, follow-up. We have two pieces because we've, over these past month we've been gone, we went to go see two movies, and those were The Nutcracker and The Fuller Realms and Wreck-It Ralph 2, which is not called Wreck-It Ralph 2, it's called Ralph Bakes the Internet, but I like to call it that, just like I like to call High School Musical 2 Utah Club Musical 2. Yeah. Anyway, so what were your thoughts on Nutcracker and The Fuller Realms? Because
Honey, I didn't know it was going to be this quick.
It's going to be real quick, real fast. Like, look, all the critics say, it's terrible. It's 1 star. It's rotten. It's bad.
Okay, hold on. Let me set you straight real quick.
No, don't set me straight. Set the critics straight, okay?
So, this is the only movie that I've ever watched in my entire life that was in a movie theater. Because there are a couple movies that I've watched.
What?
There's a couple movies that I've watched on, like, Netflix or Hoopla or something like that. And I wasn't bored. It was actually okay movie. This is the only movie that I've ever watched in a movie theater that was not boring, and it wasn't completely a waste of time like everything else I do. And yeah, it was good. So it was good because it could have, at the beginning it could have progressed a little faster, but after it got over the little hump, it was fine, and it progressed perfectly fine. Didn't take forever, and the point got across, and it wasn't really that predictable. And what else?
Well, yeah, like you were saying, my main two problems with the whole movie, which is like only two problems. That's crazy. But it was just the first act. The first act felt like it was written first. And you're like, what? But the first act is written. No, when you write a movie, you write the first act last, because that's when your skills are done. You write the end first, then you write the middle, then you write the beginning. And the first act, it just felt like you have these great actors, and you can tell they're good actors, and they just have this terrible dialogue. I'm like, oh, hello, mother has died. Oh, this Christmas meant so much to mother.
Okay. I had to think about the beginning of the movie after I watched the movie.
Yeah, it was hard to understand. I'm like, wait, what?
I was like, wait, what?
What was that? What did it mean?
I know.
The other problem with it.
I mean, I guess I realized that somebody had died, but I didn't realize it was their mother. And I didn't realize that was their father.
And the irony is that we were...
because I never... Like,
yeah,
I
the irony
listen.
is that we were in a rendition of the Nutcracker.
Yeah.
What were you? You were Fritz? You were supposed to be the brother.
Yeah. I was the brother. I was a good one, by the way.
You were the brother, yeah, and she didn't even know it. But anyway, my second and only
I've never
other
seen
problem,
the Nutcracker in my life, so that was pretty good first impression.
We had tickets to go to the one out of Puppets, Marionette Nutcracker, and she never went.
Hold on. I found my my text to you and Amber about what my rating was on the Nutcracker, so let me read it. My rating is... I don't know what that is. Is that a semicolon? Colon? Yeah.
Comma.
It's a dot. It's a dot up straightways.
That's an ellipsis.
Okay, cool.
Oh wait, no. That's a colon.
Oh, okay. See, I was right. Okay, my rating is colon. Return. It's good.
You're typing on a typewriter?
Shh. You make the clicking sounds, okay? It's what? Okay. It's good because it's not boring, and it is a little bit predictable, but in a way it isn't, and it's not bad. So it's a 9 out of 10. And if you know me, I don't give anybody anything over 6. Okay.
Yep.
So
that's exactly what I said. I said right here, Nutcracker in the Four Realms. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. I never give anybody over 6. So.
My favorite 4 things were the cinematography. That was amazing. I loved how they switched from like your classic movie style, smooth pans stuff, over to like a live style, like television broadcast camera style shooting, where it's during that ballet scene that they had there. Also, I liked the ballet.
That was shot pretty well.
Yeah, it was shot really nicely. It wasn't shot like, oh, we have 4 weeks to get this perfect. It was like wide shot, but it looked nice. I liked it. Anyway, the music was really good too. I mean, Tchaikovsky, so you can't go wrong. And the subtle, probably unintentional Doctor Who references that were spiced throughout the whole movie. Okay, we spent a little bit too much time talking about that, so let's go quickly through Wreck-It Ralph 2. What do we think here? Do you have one word to summarize this?
I have 5 words.
No.
Wait, yeah, 5. Okay.
Couldn't figure out if a hyphenated word.
In order. In order. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hype. Boring. Okay.
What?
That was my rating of the movie.
I thought it was real good.
Okay, I was on my phone half the time because it was that boring. When they finally got to like the
I got you a seat
thing,
by yourself in the theater.
Yeah.
Just for you to be on your phone the whole time.
And I was so bored and so hungry because the guy next to me literally ordered like $1 million worth of food and he left it all there. And I ate a couple fries from him, but yeah. Anyway, so
see, I give Sophia. I'm like, you know what? I'll let you sit alone. You don't have to listen to my little complaining. I'll complain to whoever's random person sitting next to me. And this is what you do.
Okay. No. Okay. It was like I was hyped for it, and then no, you just what? When they got into the. Oh wait, we're not spoiling, right?
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it because I thought it was a great
third of the way
movie.
through the movie, it finally got okay, but then I was still bored. And then whenever they finally got to like the internet thing, then I was like, oh, okay. And then the end.
Okay, Raphael, I can see where this is.
And then at the end, I was like, it was an okay movie. So my rating, 5 out of 10.
Okay. I give it...
First movie is a...
4 out of 10 for me.
6 out of 10.
I don't know. I don't really like the first one. I mean, I watched it in the back of a minivan driving to the middle of Texas for a camp out with the Boy Scouts. I didn't like it then. I watched it couple of weeks ago before watching Wreck-It Ralph 2, and I still didn't like it then. But I liked Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Okay, wait. The Incredibles. Rate the first movie. First Incredible movie.
10 out of 10.
Okay. My rating is 7 out of 10. And the second one, The Incredibles 2?
8 out of 10.
6 out of 10. It just had so much potential, but...
So much potential. Okay. Well, all I can say about Wreck-It Ralph 2 is I'm not going to spoil it for you. I just want to say I think it's really good. You should go see it. If you don't want to go see Mary Poppins
Nutcracker,
Returns.
amazing. Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay.
If you have the money to waste, do it.
Okay, so if this is coming out Christmas Eve, tomorrow's Christmas, and some people have a tradition of going on Christmas Day to the movie theaters to watch a movie with their families.
Wait, aren't they closed?
Nope, they're open.
Wait, then I'm going to go.
I went with Craig to the movie theater like a couple of years ago on Christmas Day.
Where's the squirrel emoji? Okay, there we go.
Random things. And the only thing that was in theaters was Mission Impossible 2 or something, and he was like, no, let's just go home.
Okay,
So
I don't understand those movies. It's like, they're all the same, so what?
Well, okay, that's why we're saying here. We're going to try to help the people out. Out of The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Mary Poppins Returns, and anything else we've watched recently that's still in theaters, what would you say people should go out and watch?
Nutcracker.
Okay. Makes sense. It's a Christmas movie. Just don't walk out in the first act. Just say, it gets better. Go around to the people next to you. Trust me, ma'am. It'll get better. It'll get better, sir. Trust me.
Yeah, after 20 minutes, it'll get better.
Now, if your theater has All I Want for Christmas Is You playing in the opening during the advertisements, you can join along in a sing-along with me and whoever was sitting behind me when we went to the theater. I was singing.
Man, y'all were like, whoa.
Yeah, we did a lot. I like doing out-of-tune renditions of All I Want for Christmas Is You. If you didn't listen to last week's what is this, a weekly podcast, am I right? Last month's episode, we talked about that. Okay, so we have spent a lot of time here in follow-up. So let's move on to our thoughts of the week. What do we have? These shower thoughts, if you're new to the show and you've never heard. We do our weekly shower thoughts, something we've thought about, not in the shower, probably just lying in bed or sitting on a couch.
Or having somebody else think for me.
Called the internet.
Yep.
Okay, so what do you have?
I have my own thoughts. There we go.
Oh, cool. Having your own thoughts. I'm glad this isn't a communist country.
I have my own thought about this thought. Okay? So, it says whenever we imagine the 1910s to 1950s, we see it in black and white. But whenever we imagine, like, any other time before that, like the Pilgrims or the dinosaurs or whatever, we imagine it in color.
Well, it's because, it wasn't like paintings were in black and white in the 1800s and the 1700s, but like when we actually started documenting stuff with actual photography and things, it was all black and white. So that's probably why.
I know, but here's what I have. So, if the people watching TV watched it in black and white, then they never really knew what it was, like what it looks like.
Yeah, but I mean, they kind of knew already. So, like, when you watch Father Knows Best in black and white, his suit is gonna be black.
Really? Because you see, that's what I thought about the Andy Griffith Show. I thought that their uniforms, the sheriff and the deputy's uniforms,
were khaki.
No, I thought they were blue.
Blue.
Okay.
Why would you think
like
they're
light
blue?
You know what I mean? Light blue. And when I saw it in color, it's like, whoa. And everything looks so much smaller when it's in color. Because when it's in black and white, you can't really tell.
I don't know. I mean, we watched those. I don't know if you watched it with us, but we were watching those Little Rascals restored in color. First of all, why did they cut out all the no longer politically correct stuff? Come on, it's fine.
It's funny.
Hey,
Corban, that's you. Throwing back at you. Why are you cutting out all of our stuff?
Because it's actually wrong.
Really? I don't think so.
Really?
Whoa.
Anyway, it doesn't look right when it's in color. It does not look right. Anyway, my thought of the week is, why do we never sing happy birthday when babies are born when we visit hospitals?
Because it's not like they can remember it.
Yeah, but it's their birthday. Usually. If you're a carrying family member.
Nobody sings happy birthday on the first birthday.
I'm sorry, it's your first birthday. We just can't sing. What, does that apply to your 100th? Sorry, we just can't sing because it's your century birthday, so we just can't sing for you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I never really sing happy birthday.
I just go. Oh yeah, I only sing No. You only sing the on the border version of Happy Birthday.
Yeah. Knew you. Clap, 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 clap. Big smile.
The only thing you say is cha cha cha.
I gave up on that.
Oh, you only do the and many more.
I've never done that in my life and never going to.
Yeah, neither am I. Okay, learn a word. I have not even tried to say this word out loud when I took it off the internet, so I'm going to try right now. Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude.
Got it first try.
Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude. It means a person who feels pleasure from other people's misery. So you could basically say, it's the Grinch.
No, it's me.
You're the Grinch.
Okay, everybody called me the Grinch last Sunday, and I didn't really get why.
I don't know why. I just stepped on some box over there.
No, the only reason... No, okay. The only time I ever watched anything related to the Grinch was the, Dr. Seuss version, I guess.
But Dr. Seuss made the Grinch.
It was the animated version.
That was
really
the original.
Old animated version.
Yeah, that's the original one.
He wasn't mean. The Grinch wasn't mean.
He just had some personal problems
he
needed to work out.
He wasn't mean at all.
Okay.
He was just another person living on a hill.
That's all it was. What is that?
He had a dog that he thought the dog could do anything.
When you visit Ireland, oh, look, just another person living on a hill. Hello, hill person.
It's not bad, you know what I mean? Okay, I have another thing about that. Okay, so, you remember, so I was in 2nd grade, and Miss Garrett was my teacher. She was also Corban's teacher. Shout out to her, she's great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
gave me my appreciation for Arthur.
She also gave she also gave you your appreciation for books.
Yes.
She didn't give me mine. Here's the thing. Because you were in her class before, and when I went in, she told me, you can check out any book in the library that you want.
We were the only kids in the whole school allowed to check out whatever books we wanted. Everybody else had the picture books.
Yeah. Anyway, and so I would always get it, but I never read them. I would
check out huge copies of Harry Potter, but I just wouldn't read them.
I never read a single book in that school year. Ever.
Checking out the
I checked it out and I never
coffee table book sized version of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but you just look at the pictures.
I did. I checked out. I would sneak out 2 picture books and then get 4 chapter books. And be
it's not sneaking them out if you check them out.
And be like, I'm gonna read it to my sister.
What sister?
I had a sister. I had a sister. We had peace. She
wasn't
2.
born back then.
Yeah, good on. When I was in 2nd grade, I was 7. Okay? She was 2 years old.
She wasn't alive.
What was my point? Oh yeah. So in 2nd grade, she was my reading and pretty much she taught everything except math. And the teacher next door, Miss McCraney, she taught math. And she was I guess it was Christmas party or something. And I don't know what it was. But anyway, it was
public school Christmas parties featuring nothing but the Polar Express and watered down hot chocolate.
No. So, we had a party for 2nd grade, right? And everybody was in her room watching The Grinch, the live people.
Oh, the scary one.
And our dad had told me, he said, well, you're not allowed to watch that. And I said, okay. So when I went to school that morning, I said, Miss Garrett, I'm not allowed to watch that, so what do I do? And she goes,
back to when I was in Miss Walton's class. She's like, I'm going to put on a documentary of Michael Jackson. Who can't watch this? Everyone's like, what do you mean who can't? Everyone's going to love that. And I'm like, I can't watch that. So I got sent next door. I didn't even ask if I could or couldn't. I just thought, I'm not going to watch that anyway. So she's like, well, go next door to whatever. I don't remember what the teacher's name was. So I go there.
Mr. Fletcher.
No, he was
We have
across.
stories about that, but yeah.
So I go in there, and they're watching Dolphin Tale, I think. And that was the first time I ever watched Dolphin Tale. Since then, I've watched Dolphin Tale like 20 times, and I just don't remember it because I don't know. Did we ever watch Dolphin Tale 2? Did that ever happen?
I feel like we did, but I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like it would be so predictable and that we would have seen it. Anyway, where were you going with this?
I said I'm not allowed to watch that, and she said okay. First of all, I never wanted to watch it to begin with because like I'm bored half the time watching.
Yeah, that's
stuff.
usually how we would get out of things.
Yeah, so she was like, okay, you can just sit in my room, do whatever you want. You can play on the computer, or just
play that RM City. Am I right?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Remember that?
I want to play that again.
I don't think it exists anymore.
Oh, I'll find it. I want to play it.
Oh, I will find whoever owns that server, and I will bring it back.
I'll find it and play it. Okay. So, I remember I made 3 different accounts that year because I kept getting to the top level, and I was like, I'm so bored, so I went back and did it again. Anyway, so, what was I doing? Yeah, so, I wasn't allowed to watch it, so for like 2 hours, I was in her room, and just playing Wild Kratts games on her computer, and pretending like I was reading books because I wanted to pretend like I was a good kid, you know what I mean? And I did my homework, and I erased her board, wrote on it again, erased it. And then, yeah, and I enjoyed my party and my own little thing and my own little desk. Actually, it wasn't at my desk. It was at Kimberly's desk.
Personal party.
It was at Kimberly's desk because I didn't want to dirty mine. So
is this the kid who you told me made her entire house out of paper mache?
No. That was kindergarten. And Corban, you need to believe me. I'm not kidding.
Sophia claims she knew a kid.
No, and she took me there. She did. I'm not kidding. We walked through the restroom.
Sure.
We did.
A portal and a restroom that takes you to someone's house.
Yes.
Where their house is made out of paper mache.
Yes. It wasn't paper mache. It was newspapers.
Oh.
Difference.
Sophia claims there's someone in her kindergarten class whose house was made out of newspapers or paper mache.
Uh-huh.
And whose brother would sit on the kitchen table or something and it would fall apart every morning and then he would rebuild it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Crazy story.
Her name was Rosie.
Oh.
Rosie?
Rosie?
Rosie.
From Caillou?
She did. She low-key looked like her. It was, except she had black hair. She had the same hairstyle, but it was black hair.
And didn't talk like a Canadian.
And she barely ever talked, just like Rosie.
So how did she convey the message that there was newspaper houses
She
with
just
sign
plain
language?
out said it and said, let's go. And I went.
First time she ever speaks in a whole year.
No, okay.
My house is made out of newspaper.
Problem. Why were we in the restroom together? It's a one-person bathroom. Why were we in there together?
I think there's more problems here than that.
Okay, well, anyway.
Okay.
So, okay, let me finish. So, I didn't watch The Grinch, and I don't intend to, so yeah. Moving on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, joke time. We hear your concerns that nobody likes this segment, but we still want to put in our once-in-a-while jokes. So I have one Christmas joke, and Sophia has one joke, apparently.
Not Christmas.
So we'll see what it is. Okay. Who wants to go first?
You, obviously.
Okay, I'll go first. So why did Rudolph get a bad report card?
Wait, hold on. Wait, say it again.
Why did Rudolph get a bad report card?
Because he's just Rudolph, and nobody really cares, you know what I mean?
No, he went down in history.
I'm done.
The door's right there. You can let yourself out.
I will.
Take the mic with you. So what's your joke?
It's just as bad as his. If not worse. Okay, so. You know what ping pong is, right?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So,
Oh, yeah. Ping pong is a game of know you. Get it?
Uh-huh.
It's like, know you.
But what does it
Know
mean
you.
when I miss
Know
and
you.
it hits the ground?
Then it's yes, you.
Yeah, it was me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's move on to our topic time, where today we're going to be talking about a completely very obscure Christian early 2000s TV show that I can almost 100% guarantee no one who listens to the show will have ever heard of. Like, the reason why I can say that is because I did some research and I found out this wasn't even distributed across the entire country. This was literally only distributed within the state of Texas and maybe Louisiana and maybe Oklahoma. But other than that, these were only put out in Texas, and if you wanted to watch them anywhere else, you would have to buy them digitally or you would have to buy them DVD and have them shipped to you. So this is some very obscure stuff. So it was called BOZ the Green Bear Next Door. I think that was the subtitle in parentheses. I think they just called it BOZ because that's how we called it. And today we're going to be going over our top 5 BOZ episodes and our top 5 songs. Now, they only ever made 6 DVDs, and one of the DVDs was the Wowie BOZ a Week Christmas, which is their Christmas special. And if you're looking for something good to watch, I would watch that. Especially if you have a lot of little kids. I was about to say special kids in your life. Oh yeah, I guess special little kids. But anyway, it was a good show. But out of the 5 normal DVDs, that was about 5 times 3, so that's 15 episodes that they ever made, plus one 1 hour long movie. So there weren't a lot of episodes. But within these 15 episodes were, guess how many songs, Sophia?
44.
44 songs.
Guess how I knew. Guess how I knew. Guess how I knew.
Because you looked at the playlist number?
No.
Because I told you?
Yeah.
Cool. Great source of information.
I know, right?
So
reliable.
I don't know. We haven't watched this in a like maybe 2 years. And we watch it sometimes once in a while.
The only one that we watch is the Bananas, Bubbles, and Busybodies because that's the only one our church still has.
Yeah, we probably ruined the rest of them because we checked them out so much. Like, we would have 2 or 3 BOZ DVDs out every single week.
Yep.
And we can say that we've watched every single episode except for one, which we're not sure what happened, why we missed that one.
Okay. No. I figured out which one it is.
What?
It's the BOZ Season 1, 2, 3 DVD that has 3 episodes in it, and it's we only watched the actual BOZ Season 1, 2, 3's part of it, and then remember after that it was like completely scratched and we couldn't watch it. So
yeah,
we never watched those 2 episodes that had those 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, because I can remember some parts from it. Like when I watched the music video, I'm like, I vaguely remember some of this, and it's probably because like we skipped through it over like the damaged areas and only watched what there was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so out of these 6 DVDs, there were only ever 15 episodes, 1 movie, and 44 songs. So I'm going to go over some cool facts I learned while I was researching this episode. So the voice of BOZ is also the guy, he played the voice of Wishbone on the PBS Kids show, which apparently I was told that I watched as a kid, but
You did. You literally watched it all the time.
Remember.
Along with Fetch It and Rough Roughman or whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember Wishbone. Everyone tells me
you're
that
always
I
like,
loved
Sophia,
it.
come watch it. I'm like,
I know.
No.
I don't remember watching
I
it
never
at all.
liked the fact that it was called Wishbone, and I never liked Rough Roughman, and I never liked Go Fetch It or whatever it is.
Those are the same show.
Oh.
Fetch with Rough Roughman.
Oh, okay. Well, I never liked any of those.
Another show we weren't allowed to watch.
Yeah, you did.
Well, we binge watched it.
Do not put we because I never did.
Okay. Number 2 fact: the voice of Gracie was on Barney, and after a bit of stalking, I found out she still lives here in Dallas, and she has 2 kids.
Wait! I thought the voice of Gracie and the voice of Drew were playing by the same person.
Nope, 2 different people.
What?
Yeah.
Then how do they sound that
so
much
the voice of Gracie,
much alike?
the lady, she's like 50 right now or something. So anyway, maybe we could do an interview one day. The voice of Drew, that guy, he went on to do... You look at his IMDb credits, and he literally does nothing but anime dubs. And he just plays the voices of little boys for all the American versions of Japanese anime TV shows. And the whole production seemed to be based out of Houston. So like I said, yeah, only distributed in Texas. So there we go. Now let's move on to our top 5 episodes, and we'll go over our top 5 songs. So starting at number 5, Sophia, what was your number 5 episode?
Wait, I didn't know how to put them in order.
Well, we had to put them in some relative order.
Okay,
What's the one you least care about out of your list, even though you really care about those 5?
Okay. Busybodies is 5.
Is that the one?
That's the one where they're like, Boz has his cart of things. That's also the one where it has the song
it's like
Abolish One for All.
The one about what was it? What does that thing look like? The ice cream man, the Politero guy who walks around the park.
Politero.
Sorry for
Honey, get it right. Come on, you can do
my
it.
very English.
Do not be Brian. Do it. Come on.
No, you do it.
I can't do it. Wait.
Come on, get your R's rolling.
Paletero.
There we go. There you go, sister.
Yeah, no, that's literally what it reminded me of. That's why I love it so much.
Yeah, it's basically he took his little ice cream thingy, but instead of ice cream, he threw everything out, replaced it with a bunch of dirty socks and some exercise equipment.
And bunny ears.
Yes. Oh, yeah, can't forget the bunny ears.
Oh, okay, let me tell you
he
something
won
about
by a
Paletero.
nose.
So, Corban would always get, you know those, like, popsicle thingies that are, like, faces and the eyes are, like, balls and stuff? Mm-hmm. He would always get those. And growing up, he would always say that they tasted horrible, but that's what he got every single time.
Also, I'm pretty sure that's only, like, a thing you see in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I talk about, and I realize nobody knows about any of this.
Well, you know what? It's fine.
It's only stuff that we get in Texas. In case you don't understand what we're talking about, in
Texas
Texas
is a state, in case you don't know. In case we're not big enough for you.
In the state of Texas, there are men who will drive around.
Not drive. Walk. They'll somehow get around with a little cart.
We don't know how they show up, but they just show up on street corners and on parks.
What if they're angels just testing you?
With little, selling ice cream?
Yeah.
Gotta make some dough for heaven.
They're trying to see if you're treating other people right at the park, you know what I mean?
Well, they show up on these little bicycles that are modified that have ice chests attached to the front of them, but they're like big industrial ice chests.
And they sell like chips and ice cream and
no, they don't sell chips. They sell chicharrones.
Yeah, it's pork skins or something.
Yeah,
I never understood how that was pork skin because
it tasted so good.
No, because how do you get a Funyun type of feeling out of pork?
Who knows? That's only for them to know.
Okay, well, in English, they're pork rinds.
Yeah.
Pretty much, so yeah.
You want some more pork rinds?
But they have started selling regular chips and candy.
Yeah, because they got to get with the kids. Yeah. Got to sell those Fortnite branded Frito-Lay chips. Okay, my number 5 episode.
Fortnite on it and sell it for $10 more. Okay. Moving on.
My number 5 episode was the Helpers Fair one. After seeing this one, this is where Drew and Gracie have to go over to their Grammy Bee's house. I think that's what her name was, to help her out because she got stung by a bee apparently and couldn't walk.
She tripped she tripped in a hole that she dug to put a flower in. She tripped.
I thought it was because she got stung with a bee.
No, she sprained her ankle.
Oh. Well, I was going to say.
You just want to have somebody sting themselves. Oh, Peace stung her knee. I mean, she didn't sting it. But a wasp, stinger? While we were at the zoo, she was in the stroller. She got her wasp. A wasp stung her knee. Yeah.
I remember when a bee stung you on the stomach.
Oh, yeah.
And we were running away from...
I was running up and down the driveway, and I scratched myself on a bush.
We were out at that...
No.
You're thinking about something else.
It was when we got home.
No, we went to this like camp thing, this day camp, and we were going to get dropped off, and we're walking across the parking lot, and this bee just comes and stings Sophia. And we just turn around and get back in the car and go home. Yeah, and when we got home, I ran up and down the driveway, and I scratched myself with the bushes that are there. I scratched myself with it, and I was just like, I wasn't even in pain. I was just running. Because you told me that I was didn't feel the pain.
I was supposed to be hurting and that I was going to die or something. She told me. So I was just running. I told the cool story. Yeah, I was just running. Anyway, all right, moving on. Okay, what's your number 4 episode? Okay, BOZs and 1-2-3s. Now, I only ever watched this twice, I think. As I can remember, I only watched it twice. Because our church library, you know, the story about it, half of it doesn't work. So anyway. I vaguely remember this episode, what happens in it. Okay, so it's like they have a mini carnival in Boz's front/backyard. I don't know why he owned that much land. No, yeah. That's the the BOZ's and 123's episode.
No. It was called the Baxter. Hold on, I wrote it down here. The annual Baxter Neighborhood Carnival episode.
That one, yeah, that's the BOZ's and 123's.
Yeah.
So
we only saw that one like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and I liked that episode because it was like fun, and it didn't have that many songs in it.
Yeah, I wrote it down under.
Had 1 or 2.
That's what made a memorable BOZ episode. Having a lot of songs in it is what made it memorable.
Yeah, but
I put that Carnival episode down as an honorable mention.
I liked that. I liked that episode because it was like what was it called?
Fun, interesting.
Gracie, yeah, it was fun, interesting, and Gracie,
Helpful.
I think, or Drew.
Yeah, that one.
Were the ones that like hit the thingy down so that when you like
The ones that hit the thingy down so that when you do that
the
thing,
hammer, the fake hammer type thing, and you hit it, and then this like thing goes up and it hits a bell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that type of thing. So, and since I watched that, every time I see one of those, I'm like, I wonder if I can hit that thing that's at the top. So I always try and I always hit it. I'm like, why is it so easy?
Yeah, that was one of the last ones we watched, and I watched it around like the end of 3rd grade, 4th grade or so, and it made me, it inspired me to mock up some flyers for like a fake backyard carnival I wanted to have. This is back when, what was that app called that Microsoft had? It was like Excel, Word, and there was one called Paper or Pages or something where you could make, not Pages, the Apple one, but anyway, you could make flyers and stuff in it. So I would be making business cards all the time, and I made this flyer that would be like, the annual Garcia neighborhood carnival thing.
I remember when you would put a lot of things together for us to do, and like
it never happened.
It happened. We participated, but we didn't know what we were doing.
Cool.
And you were just like, everybody come out here, everybody do this, everybody have a water balloon fight, everybody see how many gums you can chew and make a big bubble. And
I remember
what was
that.
Something about hot dogs. Oh yeah, you had a hot dog stand.
Oh yeah.
And I always stole the hot dogs.
In 24 hours.
That was back when I ate raw hot dogs.
Now that is a cool story I've never told.
We have a lot of stories though.
Yeah, and they rarely come up. So before I lose this one, I'm going to tell this story. So when I was like 6 or 7, for some reason it was like 10 p.m. at night, and I thought, you know what? I want to have a business. I want to open a hot dog stand. And my dad's like, cool. Let's start cooking this stuff up. And so we cook up all this food, we go out and we buy all these chips at Walmart, and we like buy everything it takes to run a hot dog stand. Then we set up our entire front living room to basically be a hot dog vending area. We put down tarp on the ground, we set up a little table, we give a checking box. Then we call up all of our family members to come by the next day for lunch. We get tons of people, like literally there was like 40, 50 people there. And then we hire Sophia and our cousins to be like the waiters, taking the orders, even though I didn't trust any of them, and I went to everyone themselves and asked them exactly what they wanted. Yeah. We printed out these huge flyers, and we just like put them outside of our house, but we like put small print, if you're not family, don't show up, because we can't do this legally. Anyway, but I did charge everyone, and I don't remember how much I made, but I'm pretty sure it was a significant amount.
Yeah, it was a pretty good amount.
And I have 2 memories from that day. I was given by my grandma this little plaque that said, here's your first dollar you ever earned, but she gave it like a big silver dollar coin or something. Mm-hmm. And then she gave me this little cigar box, no cigars in it, obviously, to put my money into. But she gave it to me, and she didn't realize there was a lot of little rocks and like shells and stuff in there.
Oh, I remember that.
And it had like a wasp nest in there too. And I was just so afraid of that thing for so many years. Like I'm kind of still scared of it to this day. I don't want it anymore. I gave it to Peace.
Wait, remember? Yeah, you just give it.
It's still over there in the next room.
Remember that box that was sitting on top of the refrigerator for the longest time that we all thought had tarantulas in it?
Yeah, that's the box, because there was a tarantula in the box when I opened it.
No, wait, hold on. Then what's that other box that I'm remembering that had stuff inside of it?
We had 2 boxes, but this one was the more deadly one.
Yeah, more deadly.
Because one time I was like, what's in that box? What's in that cigar box that you've had next to your bed for years? Because it looks a little suspicious. But anyway, she opens it. She's like, what's all this stuff and this junk in here? Just throw it out. And then all of a sudden, this little black spider comes out, and it's a tarantula. A little baby tarantula literally crawled out of this box that had been sealed up for years. And it started crawling up our arms, and they got killed eventually. But no one's been opening that box since then. And I'm pretty sure all that stuff is still in there, sitting over there on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay, and then Remember when we would put on a magic show with those, the thing that Rushie's crate's made out of?
Oh, yes.
And they would watch and they would pay us.
I remember when we would get that blue walk-through tube, little spiral.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would set that up underneath the bunk bed, and I would say, "Watch me disappear," and then I would crawl through the tube, and it would be shaking. It's obviously I'm moving through it. I'd go underneath the bed.
Yeah, and I'd be like standing on the opposite side, like,
look
away.
At me,
look at me, I'm
don't look that
distracting
way.
you.
Yeah, and I'd crawl underneath the bed and go up the side and go behind the curtain and crawl up the back of the bunk bed, and then end up on the top and then go surprise, and everyone would clap. And then Sophia would like hit play on a CD player and it would cue up the song from Top 22 Christian Worship Songs for Kids. Mm-hmm. That was like the victory chant or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And then everyone would clap. Cool times. Okay, let's keep moving on. My number 4 of BOZ episodes was the Rainy Day Imagination Band episode. The one there where it was a rainy day, they all had to come inside, and they were told by their parents they had to clean, so they went up into their huge room.
Wait, hold on. You didn't do your 4th one.
No, this is my 4th one.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. The Rainy Day Imagination Band. That's my one. This episode influenced the way I viewed objects for a long time with my imagination, the way I saw things. I see a bookshelf, and now I think it's a piano. I see some baseball bats, and I don't think they're deadly weapons. I think they're guitars. Anyway, I just love the imagery of how they did the common household items turning into musical instruments, and that kind of influenced why I like Andrew Wong now, and the way he does his stuff, like hitting a desk turned into percussion and all that stuff.
Twist, he watched BOZ?
Maybe. Oh, but he's from Canada.
Hey, you never know. Don't underestimate those Canadians.
They really love our Texan stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they actually do. They have a restaurant called Lone Star where all they do is supposedly sell Texan food, and Cole goes to that restaurant all the time.
Okay.
But it's not real.
Is it like the Lone Star that was by Lindsay Morgan's apartment?
No, that's a bakery. This is like it looks like a Spring Creek barbecue, which for you non-Texans, that's a restaurant that we have in Texas.
I don't like.
Yeah, some people don't like
meat.
I am 90% sure they allowed smoking inside that restaurant until last year. Because I remember we went there 2 years ago, and the waiter said, "Sorry, you don't want to sit over here because this is the smoking section." I'm like, how is this legal? Excuse me? Give me some more of those rolls, but how is that legal? Okay. Anyway, that's my number 4. What's your number 3?
Third one is double peppy pizza. So, pretty much they're gonna make pizzas, and then they don't have all the ingredients, so they're gonna go buy it, and yeah, and then this is the one where Drew can't say pepperoni or something like that. He can't say
He can't say double peppy pizza. He's like double pepperoni, double pie. I don't know what was wrong with that.
For some reason, I always associated that with you because you, at that time, you couldn't say something, and I don't remember what it was, but you couldn't say it.
Something I can't say.
No, there was something that you couldn't say. Remember? Do you remember?
Well,
that?
Whatever it is, I probably still can't say it because I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah. Anyway, and
that's a good one.
I just like pizza in general, so yeah.
There's a lot of good songs about food in that one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, my number 3 is the library. Though I don't know what it was called. The one.
Ooh, I remember that one.
Yeah, the one with Grammy B, where they go to this cool double-story library.
Yeah.
And the whole opening looks like they didn't have time to finish the animation, so it's just like the raw renders of the moving, like 2 frames a second, chop, 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 until they get to the library. Like they spent so much time inside of there. But anyway, that episode really enforced my love of the public library. I really liked that one. Made me want to spend more time at the library because there are so many things to do at the library. I don't remember the lyrics. There are puppet shows and story times and computers.
Little nooks.
And little nooks. Computers and little nooks. Okay. Okay, how about your number 2?
My second one is Imagination Seeds. It's the one where they find, where they're trying to find Grammy B's purple glove. Remember that? Remember the one where they're trying to find Grammy B's purple glove?
Oh, that's the one where they... Oh, yeah, with the seeds. I thought you said scenes.
No, Imagination Seeds.
Yeah, the special magic seeds that make you grow up into 2-dimensional instead of 3-dimensional figures.
No.
Like the big jar, the one with the big jar of seeds, like the mystery seeds.
Yeah, and it had
I think that's a pretty cool idea. Like someone who's a gardener, if you're out there and you like that, you should just like mix all your seeds together into one jar and then like randomly pull out seeds. And if you're not smart enough to know what they are, just plant them and you'll just be surprised at what you're growing.
Yeah.
Unless there's some reason you shouldn't do that. My number 2 is the one about jump roping. I don't remember what it was called, but it was the one about that had the little girl who wears the yellow overalls talk about jump roping.
Wait, hold on. Her name.
I felt like saying Marsha.
I know. I wanted to say Redna. Okay.
It feels like it ends with an sha or an
Yeah.
Darby? No, that's the other one.
I literally just had her name.
Ramon. Keisha. We'll have to figure this one out and follow up or something. Anyway, that one taught the importance of asking for help, which was, I guess, important for some reason. And not for some reason.
Obviously.
That made me sound weird. Anyway, that's not what I meant. I also learned how to be an expert hide-and-seek player from that one. I learned how to avoid all the obvious hiding spots and how to hide in the perfect red
I
tube.
like that.
Yeah, that was good. Hiding behind a bush. Or hiding behind a tree. Standing there just spinning in a circle. I was like, what are you doing hiding behind a tree? They're obviously going to find you, but it was big enough for him to just keep going in a circle, so that turned out. Anyway, that's that. Okay, so now down to our number 1. What was your number 1 episode of BOZ?
What if?
What if? A good one indeed.
That's the one where it's like the tree turns blue.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Tree turn blue. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, screamed at you. A bunch of leaves for me and you.
I don't remember the words.
What if? Okay. Yeah. That was my favorite.
Okay.
And, yeah, favorite BOZ episode.
My number 1 is something you might tell me I'm not allowed to say this is my number 1, but I'm going to say a Wowie Bozawie Christmas is my number 1.
Why, though?
I know it's not considered an episode. It's considered the movie.
But it is technically.
But it's my favorite one because there's so many good songs in that one.
That is true.
And you get all the characters of the entire show are all in this one episode. They bring in new characters, all the grandparents, all the aunts and uncles.
Hold on. I'm going to do my... Oh, wait, well, you finish then. You finish.
Okay, yeah, I liked, like, every single Christmas, I just have flashbacks from this whole movie. Especially the klaxon cookie alarm. He's like, cookie alarm. Ahooga. Ahooga. His nose sniffing up. And I also remember the birds. Like, every time I see birds at Christmas time.
I know, the birds were my favorite.
Yeah, they're, like, making a little wreath for BOZ, and they go put it up on his door, and he's treating them all nice. Also, his pancake machine. I think of that every time I make pancakes. Like, if I could only just have a pancake machine, I just press
and
the button.
we only saw the inside of his tree house.
This is the one time where we're like, we spend a lot of time in his treehouse, and we get to see how it all works and how he has slides inside, the train tracks running around. It's a really cool episode from an animation standpoint, from a story standpoint, from the music standpoint. It's an all-around my favorite one. And I want to do a commentary track to that, like we just record our commentary for it. But I probably won't be able to do that until next Christmas because I don't exactly know how I would do it because I've never done commentaries before. Pretty sure it's easy. I just want to make sure I get it done legally without getting sued.
Okay. Let me go on my my little thing. Okay. Yes. Finally prepared. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to call it BOZ moments. So there's a lot of moments in BOZ, like little things that I wanted to do it. Like I saw him do it, or I saw somebody in the show do it, and I was like, I want to do that. So I have my list here, but I'm gonna go off of his thing. So wait, what did you say? Bozawie Christmas?
Yeah, it's a Wowie Bozawie Christmas.
Wowie Bozawie Christmas.
Let's read it. It's
Christmas.
Merry Crisis. Merry Crisis.
Wowie Bozawie Crisis. Okay. Okay.
It's a sequel.
Yeah. So BOZ moments. So, in that one, it was the one where after he says "auga, auga," he slides his feet in a perfect thing, so it makes two perfect tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I always try to do that every single time it snowed, but you know what? It's Texas, you can't do that.
It's not even considered snow. It's just like powdered sugar someone throws on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, and then that 2 Christmases ago, I made a snow cone out of snow, and it tasted so good. Tasted a hint of dirt, but it was fine. So, yes, I know what dirt tastes like. I've eaten a beetle on top of a piece of grass.
It's like the doctor. The doctor says you taste a little piece of dirt every time you come somewhere. You can figure out where you're from.
What?
You haven't watched all of Series 11 yet. Okay. You'll get to it.
All right. So, yeah. So there's that. There's, okay, the way that they animated those Christmas cookies, they're perfect.
So
it's like they weren't perfect like they looked perfect. It was like they looked real. Because they were animated like they looked real. So and good. They looked like they taste so good. Anyway.
I think they call that royal icing is what they call it. I've been spending a lot of time on the baking subreddit. It's very interesting.
So, I wrote something down. So it's like when BOZ slides. Okay, I think it's in the episode where it's like rain, rain, rain.
It's good to see you again.
Rain, rain,
pitter,
rain.
Patter, pitter, patter, splash and giggle.
Yeah.
Rain.
So right after that, they jump off the porch with umbrellas. Okay, it's literally one step. It's like 6 inches, and they jump off, somehow fly down with the umbrella into a puddle and make a huge splash. So I was like, why, what?
And they do it in sandals.
I know. And I was like, what? Mm-hmm. And then after that, they stand up, walk away. And you know how, like, there's steps, right? Mm-hmm. And then on the sides, there's like just a side, you know?
Uh-huh.
To the stair. And in our front yard, we have that. And I always tried to do that for like, the longest time. Slide down the edge of it, and I always tripped and fell and scraped my knee. But I kept trying. Anyway, and never did it.
Why can't I do this thing I saw in an animated movie?
I know!
Gravity, why aren't you helping me here?
Yeah, it was so good. But anyway. Oh yeah, and then the next one, it's when BOZ gets stuck in the slide. For some reason, I enjoyed that, and I always tried to get myself stuck. And I did once.
What if I was BOZ?
I did once, and I was like, wow.
A fire department, ma'am, how did you get stuck in this hole? I wanted to be like BOZ, the green bear next door.
No. And then the only way to get out was to go backwards, so I had to go all the way up the slide backwards, and I hurt my hand so bad, and I shocked them. But anyway, and then there's the one where it's like, okay, the way when that Busybodies one, where they have the bunny ears and they're racing around.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The way they animated that for the little bunny ears to fly and flitter and flap in the air. I always tried to do that. Never did. Never worked.
When your bunny ears that have their own frame rate from everything else.
Anyway.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's
BOZ
talk about
songs.
Our top 5 BOZ songs. Now, they're so good, we might try to sing them, but I'm going to say, let's agree to only sing our number 1 songs each.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5. Okay. What was yours?
Okay. Making lemonade.
We love.
Lemonade.
Lemonade.
I love that dance, though. It's like a curtain of clothes, and they're on crates.
And he's wearing an apron. And he's
like, making lemonade. Okay, anyway.
My number 5. It's okay to ask for help.
Someone you know
who cares.
Okay, go on.
Number 4.
Okay. I don't like reading, but for some reason I love this song. Read a book.
Turn the page. Read some more. See the words come alive right before your eyes every more.
Okay, I don't know why I like that song, but I did.
Very catchy. They're all catchy.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 4. Rain, rain, rain. It's good to see you again. Splish, splash, splish, splash, pitter, oh man, I got the words right. We love the rain.
Jumps off the porch and lands in a puddle. Get so triggered. Okay.
Insert the little Illuminati sound here. How did they do this?
Okay.
Okay, number 3.
That's imagination.
That's my number 3.
I know, it's mine 3 too.
Yeah, I was going to say, because anytime you're like, I can't think of anything, I just walk, I'm like, when you ride a race, go round and round. That's imagination.
When you juggle
like a silly clown. That's imagination. When you fly a spaceship to the moon.
Sky.
Why wouldn't you? Okay.
He said sky, and it was a donut spaceship, y'all. Donut spaceship.
All together now. That's imagine. That's imagine. That's imagination. I said what? Okay.
Okay. All
Number
right.
2.
It's the one about the marching band. Or
Oh, yeah.
the one where they're like...
The Imagination Band.
Yeah, that one.
In our imagination band. Imagination band. Come on, lend a hand in our imagination band. Let's
Sing and shout. Let the music out. Da, da, da. I don't really remember the rest of it.
That's the bridge.
Keep going.
Okay, my number 2 is a tie between read a book, turn page, read some more, and look in a book. Look in a book.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah, I remember that.
I'm tying those 2 together because they literally sing them back to back in the episode.
Remember the one where they help clean out the garage and they find that Superman thingy
Oh.
and Drew is playing with it?
What was that one?
I don't know, but I love that episode.
That's a good episode.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Number 1. What's your number 1 song?
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
You have to sing it, okay?
Okay.
I see shapes.
What do you see?
Circles and squares as faint as can be.
Oh, man, I don't know the words.
Triangles too.
Wowie bazowie, wowie bazowie. I see shapes. What do you see?
Look at this. Enter da 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 da.
Insert dialogue here. Hi-hat is good. Okay.
I'm playing the video in my head. Hold on.
Picks up cone.
I see shapes.
What do you see? I see someone about to get a splinter.
I see that window. It's in the shape of a
triangle. What kind of window is that?
Rectangle. No, and then this is the episode where Gracie gets her kite stuck in the tree. And
I'm sorry, I don't know what a kite is, but I know what a rhombus is. Tell me to get your rhombus out of the tree.
Time that I ever had a kite, I on purpose tried to get it stuck in the tree, and I never could. I've never gotten a kite stuck in the tree.
I can never be as good as Gracie. First the water and the rain, now the kite. What's wrong with me?
I don't know why I always tried that, but I tried everything.
Okay.
Get you?
My number 1. I'm not good at the words on this one.
Okay.
But it's we're at the grocery store. Tell you why. Got a list of things we gotta buy. Shopping at the grocery store. Shopping at the grocery.
Butter and cheese,
Loaf
corn
of
and peas,
peas,
batter bread,
and peanut butter spread. We've
Bakery
run
treats
out
are
looking sweet. Who could ask for more?
Shopping at the grocery
store. That's a good song. I still sing it every time we go to Costco.
It's paper towels. If we make a mess, I just combine 2 different things together. But yeah,
That's good. That's one of the best
good
ones. Mm-hmm. I sing it every time we go to the grocery store, and that's how I remember things. Like I'll change the words to be what we need to buy. Mm-hmm. So anyway, those are our top 5 episodes and top 5 songs of this completely obscure show that we watched a long time ago. Also, my runner-up on the songs I forgot to mention is "A Ball is Fun for Everyone."
I know.
A ball is fun for all.
You can roll it, kick it,
watch
bounce
it
or
go.
throw.
A ball game keeps you on the go.
Keeps you on the go. And this is where, okay, let me tell you another thing I tried to do. So, Drew made his, half-yard court shot with his basketball into the little hoop. And for the longest time, I tried to do it with those little play hoop thingies, which is what he was using, and I could never make a shot. And what?
I don't know. The only thing I can remember from that specific episode is the hula hoops, which we were at Target the other day, and we forgot how to hula hoop.
I could never hula hoop in my life. I never.
I was an
Corban,
expert.
he was an expert. He could do it forever.
I could do it. I was at those Hawaiian hula hoop conventions, and shaking my hips, going around. But I can't do it anymore. I don't know what's wrong.
I think it's because you're not fat anymore. You don't have enough fat around your hips.
I have nothing there. I'm just a skinny little breadstick like Maris. Okay. Yeah, that's sad. I wish I could hula hoop. Although, how would it benefit me?
Okay, why can I not do anything the Boz or Gracie or Drew could do?
That's a good question.
Also, I liked when Marcus... Oh, Bria, that's her name. Marcus and Bria.
Marcus and Bria. I got that right. I was like Ramon.
Close enough. That close to... Wait, what did I say? Bria?
Marcus.
Bria. I said Bria. Yeah.
Or Ramon was the other kid's name, I think.
No, it wasn't Ramon.
Oh, I don't know. Dimitri. Where am I getting these names from? Okay. Well, let's move on to our recommendations of the week. My recommendation this week is that, you probably have a lot of time in your hand, and if you've never taken the chance to go do it, go check out Kevin McCreary's YouTube channel, Say Goodnight Kevin, where he reviews a lot of other obscure Christian movies, just like we did in this episode, except they're probably ones you probably heard of. So the one I would like to have you go check out his series is on his reviews of the Donkey Ollie shows. Sophia, do you remember watching Donkey Ollie?
I don't know who made that, but...
Yeah, I don't know. How did that get made?
Did you like Barney or something?
Were you watching weird YouTube versions of Barney? What was going on? Whoever made that.
Donkeys don't look like that.
It is some pretty weird stuff, but also cringy at the same time. You should go check it out. I don't know how this is targeted towards kids, but anyway, if you like watching weird Christian content that you have no idea why it got made.
It's animated weird, that's all.
Yeah, it's just a style.
Yeah.
It just looks weird.
Okay.
The only good part is Farmer Bob's Corner, where he's just completely oblivious to the show he's on. He's just walking around doing stuff. It's a good part.
Okay. My recommendation. Go watch BOZ.
Yes.
Memorize the songs.
Hide them in your heart.
Yes.
Keep them for your life.
I have no idea how to remember all of those. But anyway.
We're going to remember these songs probably for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
In our wheelchairs in our home.
If you don't want to go watch BOZ, or if you do watch BOZ, but, it's not in theaters, so you have to stay at home all day. So if you want to go out somewhere, yourself, obviously.
You just won the lottery. What are you going to do with your money? I'm going to put BOZ in theaters.
Yeah. You watch BOZ at home. And then when you want to go out, you go watch the Nutcracker. Then you come back, watch BOZ. Then you go out and waste more time.
You listen to the BOZ songs on your way.
Then you come back and watch BOZ. Huh?
You should listen to the BOZ songs on your way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. We have a BOZ CD in the car.
Yes, but it's so scratched. We need your head oil. Come on, inform them about your beautiful way to clean stuff.
I found out on Reddit that if you have a scratched DVD, rub it up against your forehead, and the oil from your forehead rubs into the disc, and then you rub it on with a Kleenex that has lotion in it, and then you dry it off with your pants, and then you can put it in a DVD player, and the scratches are gone. It works. Trust me, people. It does. Okay, that's enough weird stories from us for this year. We'd like to thank all of you for listening over this past year. 2018 has been our most successful year by far, and I would have to say our most fun episode. We've got to do a lot of cool things. We've had our first guests on the program. We've done so much fun stuff this year, and I look forward to see what we'll be doing next year, or if we just don't do anything at all.
You better be looking forward to actually doing something, because the amount of force I had to put into you to record this podcast.
Yes, and I have such a busy day tomorrow, and I'm going to be so tired. Mm-hmm. But however long you've been listening, if you've been listening since our terrible beginnings, or you just started listening a couple of episodes ago, we just want to thank you for listening. If this was your first time here, please subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, anywhere else podcasts are available. We are there. Unless something happened and you are using a weird, obscure podcast app no one's ever heard of, then switch to something more mainstream. Come on. Links for all locations that we are available at are available on our website at rta.space/listen. If you have any suggestions for our show, you want something, you want us to talk about something, did you make a movie and you want us to critique it and complain to you, you probably should send that to us. We can tell you what's wrong with it. Want to send us some jokes or anything like that, you can email us rocket2anywhereshow@gmail.com, or you can tweet at us at RTA Show on Twitter. Or you can direct message us on Instagram at rocket2anywhere. Show notes for this week's episode are going to be available at rta.space/58. If you want to watch any of the BOZ episodes, they're probably not going to be anywhere, but you can get them digital downloads. I think you can rent them for like $2 a piece, or you can buy the entire DVD collection box set for like $50, which We're not going to do that yet.
Yeah, we don't have the money yet.
But we will one day. Support our Patreon, and you get to first thing we do. Our first goal is $50, and then we can buy the DVD box set. You can follow me on Twitter at Corban Garcia, or you can follow Sofia on Instagram.
Instagram at extra_Sofia SOFFFIA.
SOFFFIA.
And I'm assuming you know how to spell extra.
Okay. EXTHRAIEH. Extra.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. It's an extra, regular extra.
So we
regular extra.
Just extra but regular.
Yeah.
Okay, we will be back sometime. Who knows? Who knows when this is going to come out? Maybe this doesn't even come out until 2019. And I just said we're coming back next year, so that means we'll be back in 2020. Didn't make any promises, did I? Thank you for joining us for this episode. However many things we've talked about that you probably did not get at all. But until our next episode.
Amber says yeet.
This rocket has landed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, landed into this land of imagination.
In
BOZ's treehouse.
In the BOZ world, yes.
In the BOZ world.
In BOZ's back.
Hey, remember you would always look back at the setting, sunset?
Yeah, and the church would always turn on.
Yeah, you would look at the city.
What?
The entire city would shut down, but the church would turn on.
Yeah, like what?
What is going on in there?
Okay, you know what I never understood about this? I didn't like the fact that they always said the same prayer all the time. And I didn't like that they never went to church. Like, I never saw them go to church. That's the only thing I didn't like about BOZ. Well. Oh, well.
Check your heart.
We should do a BOZ reboot. We need to do a lot of different, we need to fix up some of these TV shows.
That's what we're trying to do, Sophia.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.